Welcome, Pokemon fans, to the Poke Shorts presented by the PokeTrainers podcast. If you haven't listened to our podcast yet, we actually just started a couple of weeks ago. Go check it out, PokeTrainers podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Well, let me go ahead and introduce here the team members that I have here tonight. We are missing one, but he'll be on in a future episode of the Poke Shorts. But let's go to you, Houston. Welcome to the Poke Shorts. How's it going?
Hi, friends. Welcome. Super excited to be here. Cannot wait for our discussions tonight and to show off some really cool recent acquisitions. I know everybody's wondering what it is. Are you curious? Is anyone else curious?
Dun, dun, dun.
I wonder. We'll find out.
Ooh, it's graded too.
I know. And it's a 9. Hi, but let's go to our next one. Hi, Carly. How are you?
I am doing great. Hello, fellow PokeTrainers. From me and my buddy Pikachu.
Pikachu.
That was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
You should be in the next movie, the next series, I'm just saying.
Oh, I can do many of their voices. Don't make me do Zapdos. You'll get scared.
Oh, can you do Zapdos?
It would scare you. It's loud.
Let's go for it. Just we'll put a disclaimer on the video.
No. My wife will get it echoes throughout the entire house. So yeah. I can sound like really menacing birds. It's a weird thing. We just full disclosure. It's time to get a little intimate here. I can sound like really, really like gnarly birds.
You might have a career in voice acting.
Well, funny you should say that. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why you'd even say that.
I second that too. I'll write up a letter of recommendation for you, and we'll see where you get a gig at. Cool. Well, in this Poke Shorts, we are going to be delivering to you all short little bit pieces of news. Probably just 1, 2, 3, but we're going to be discussing a lot about it, especially whatever's the hot topic going on. And with that being said, I know in the whole Poke world right now, the thing everyone is talking about is where can I find a Pokemon card? Doesn't matter what it is. It could be a Magikarp. People are trying to look for that.
Let me just say something to this. I created a monster, and I'm going to have full disclosure here. And if she ever hears this, I know she's going to completely flip. But full disclosure, I created a Houstonstein monster. And what I mean by that is I have a boss at one of my many things I do that was just enthralled with the fact that Pokemon cards sell for as much as they do. And I told her about McDonald's. I have never in a million years seen a grown woman buy as many Happy Meals as she did. And you know who you are. I'm calling you out. Oh yeah, right there. But it's funny because it didn't just stop there. Now it's, I'm going to run to GameStop. Oh, I'm going to run to Walmart. Oh, I'm going to run to Target. Oh, online. Oh, and I'm just like, what have I done? What have I created? I've created a monster. But it's okay because I love her to death. So, it's just funny. Because, my Pokemon card collection, she's like, why are you selling them? And I'm like, because I want to get them graded. But, but here's the thing. Like I've told her and some others, it becomes kind of like there's like a adrenaline rush you get when you're going for them. So like for these adults that are going out there that are like, here's the thing. I started collecting Pokemon cards when I was a kid, right? And I love them to death. And I know many of them do. Many of the adults do. But when you're dealing with like lines, camped out lines, no one can get them. What the heck? It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, people are just doing that, waiting in lines, and we've probably all seen the pictures that have just circulated on the internet, and it's unbelievable, right? I don't know if any of you recall another moment when this has happened, but I don't remember cards ever being like out of stock and people lining up like it's Black Friday for a
Well,
card.
I will tell you, when I would go home, from school on Friday afternoons, I was like, Mom, we got to go to Toys R Us. Got to go to Toys R Us. And they would put out the box and everybody, it would be gone in an instant. Of course, I would be there grabbing my fair share as well. But that's how it was. So, and I think for many people, they were there at the beginning. Then maybe they stepped away for whatever reason and they came back. But I'm gonna guess that it never stopped. It just was a whole new generation that it was happening for.
Mhm.
And then when we come circling back to it, same thing. Like it's a phenomenon, right? 25 years of like crazy.
Yeah, it's really been crazy. Carly, how is it where you live at? Have you seen any of the stores like ever have you ever came across like just one pack or just anything Pokemon?
Before I got my current job, I worked at a drugstore, and so I would be stocking the shelves, and we'd get our large truck shipment, and we'd have like a box that was dedicated to like game cards. So there'd be some like playing cards, and then there's magic cards, but then there would also be like some Pokemon packs. Um, and we never ran out of stock, but I haven't worked at the drugstore for nearly a year, so that might have changed. Maybe tomorrow I should go in there and investigate and see if they have any.
I'm telling you, it's sold out. I'm gonna bet it's sold out because of how just it's getting so much attention right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
there's so many cool Pokemon things happening this year, and it really is bringing in a whole new generation of young Pokemon trainers. So they're just snapping up.
Well, per my story earlier, not just young, you're
Yeah,
getting from all ages, and it's bringing people back
right.
that were gone, or away. Now they're coming back, and a lot of them are coming back full force, right? I mean, Luis and I went on eBay and we looked at the sold items. Oh my gosh. Like things are selling for crazy amounts of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but that's why people are going out and snatching up whatever they can for that very reason. And I mean, I just can't even like fathom what some of the kids who want to like get Pokemon cards, what they're going through in this instant. Because my son, his birthday's coming up and he wants Pokemon cards. So you know what Dad did? I hunted hardcore and I had friends hunt hardcore, and hopefully he doesn't watch this between now and then, but he does have some cards that I've been able to acquire.
That's awesome.
I know. And they're the X and Y packs.
Nice.
The older packs. Very exciting. But anyway, so yeah, it's just nuts. It's crazy.
Which is really a shame, I think. And I've seen other fellow YouTubers say the same, of course. People don't just buy a lot and then literally try to flip it over that same day. I feel like that's such a disrespectful move to do, and people might disagree, right, and be like, well, they're just trying to like make money off that. But it's like, well, I mean, it's really messed up when you're taking advantage of that situation. It's a lot like if we remember back to when COVID started, the people who were like getting a bunch of like Clorox wipes, right, and hand sanitizer, and then they were trying to like sell it for like
I think Luis just froze on us.
I'm back. It was an internet issue. So, like I was saying, like this situation, uh,
Strike a
internet.
pose,
Of
Luis.
course. Oh, I hope it wasn't too bad. So this situation, like I was saying, it's exactly the same as it was when COVID started, right? People were hoarding stuff and reselling that hand sanitizer for like $40, $50 more than what it cost, and they're doing the same exact thing here too, right? And it's just like you said, Houston. It's really messed up because there are kids out there that really want to start collecting, that are fans of the show, and the more we keep doing this, where we keep seeing adults buy just a bunch, try to go back, flip them, and try to sell it for like $30, $40 more, the
Mhm.
less fans we're going to have, because not all parents are going to be in that situation like you, Houston, right? Where like they can actually buy that pack, and it'll become to that point where like they won't be able to buy that. And so the kid is probably going to switch over to maybe Magic. I have seen that Magic is still quite in stock. People actually aren't really buying much of Magic, so that's a
Yeah.
situation that should make us worry as fans to see that. And so,
Let
yeah,
me
I'm
ask
just
you. Let me
saying.
ask you both this.
Mhm.
I'm going to ask you this. So one thing I realized recently because of Luis's, insistence that I purchase certain things. Thanks, Luis. I've noticed something, right? I'm not just going for valuable cards. I'm going for valuable cards that are valuable to me. So let me explain. Like, what I realized was, there's so many valuable cards. So many.
Mhm.
But I'm only going after specific ones. It's not like I'm going after a whole bunch. And it takes me back to about a year ago when I was offered by somebody a substantial amount of money. Like we're talking mortgage paid off kind of money for my cards. And they're ungraded, right? And I said no. And the funny part is, and I bet there are people out there who probably have the same feelings. Like, there's part of me that's like, oh my gosh, the value of these Pokemon cards. Oh, and people are like, oh, you should sell them. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, I kind of don't want to, because they are not just valuable monetarily, but they're valuable to me. I mean, I kept them pristine as a kid, right? Most of these cards that I have are from when I was a kid, and I'd open the booster pack and I'd go, oh, right into the sleeve, and then never to be touched by anybody. And, some of those cards didn't even leave the sleeve until, like a couple of years ago when I pulled them out of the plastic tote that from my closet and was like, oh, I miss these and they're worth a whole bunch of money. What? So then I'm like, okay. But I even bought the white gloves and everything. And I was like being very careful and pulling everything out. And I actually even bought like a black flashlight. And I was like looking at the holograms going, oh, these are great. They're in pristine condition. So, I mean, I kind of went overboard. But then recently I was like, I am going to buy more cards. And the cards I bought were the ones that were more valuable to me, so to speak. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how I turn out with this. But I've had some offers. The highest one was, it was hard. It was so hard. And my wife was not happy. But anyway, but I say all that to say, I mean, would you guys feel the same way? I mean, Carly, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I mean, after years of collecting something, it really becomes more than just this thing that could be sold for a large amount of money. And maybe you have special memories tied to each card and be like, oh, well, this one was given to me by this person, or I got this one for my birthday one year. So it's more of a sentimental value. I feel like for me, it would be really hard to turn down that much money. But at the same time, it's sentimental, maybe gifts or, tied to memories. And sometimes you just can't buy that kind of sentimental value.
Right. Yeah. Luis, do you
Yeah.
still have your cards from when you were a kid? I think you have many, right?
Yeah, I still have some, and then others that I've just acquired throughout the years. Going to thrift stores and yard sales and whatnot. But I see where you're going with that, right? There is a sentimental value. But I think when I say that people shouldn't just go on and just try to flip the cards right away. I mean that like people should not just literally try to sell it the day that they get it because they know that they're out of stock and whatnot. But if you're more so like a collector, like I consider myself a collector, like I'll buy something now. If I don't open it later on and 10, 20, 30 years go on, probably sell it, right? Because you like collected something for so long and now it's worth more because it's age. And so I think that's an acceptable way of actually reselling things. But when you try to take advantage of a situation like things being out of stock like that's just not right. And we got to keep on having our fans, and we got to keep Pokemon going forever or as long as we can. And this is one way that we can just have it not be there. But like you said, Houston, I think there is, and it's not like I've asked people, of course, whatnot, but I have a feeling that there are a lot of people that might not be Pokemon fans that are taking advantage of the situation and just going in those lines because they're like, people are paying this much for this. I'm gonna go buy this much, sell it on eBay, make this much money, and it's a shame. It's a big
It
shame
is
that
a
maybe
big shame.
fans are trying to, make things like this and take advantage of the situation. Which, by the way, in part, a lot of these out of stock issues are because they had to shut down the factories last year for a
Mhm.
couple of months, right?
Mhm.
COVID, as they said, cards aren't essential. Maybe to us, we could say, well, they helped us not think about COVID too much, not worry about all that as much, but of course they had that situation, and so they're trying
So
to ramp up, but it's going to take them a while to meet demand.
I will say this. I'm actually proud of myself. You know the story about my colleague who got into Pokemon cards. They now like Pokemon.
That's
So they went in with one mentality, but then when I started explaining, like, they're not just valuable, they're valuable, and it becomes an experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I feel like so many of the younger generation are being robbed of. When you have
Mm-hmm.
people who are like going out and just buying to buy for flipping, they rob of the experience. But what this has taught me is it doesn't matter what age you are, you can get attracted to the experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Getting Pokemon cards and opening a booster pack,
Mhm.
so good, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so 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 good. But I think that for many, they just don't understand that, you know, that it's an experiential type of thing. I mean, Carly, you collected Pokemon cards at one point, right?
I did. I don't know where any of them are, but I
Keep it PG. Keep it PG. Keep it PG. Keep it PG.
I would like to start collecting again. Doing the podcast has really made me appreciate the trading card game even more because I've always played, but I really did love the card. I think the art is beautiful. Yes. And my son actually got some Happy Meals, and so he loved looking at the card, opening them, and he saw in the Oshawott card, and he was like, he was trying to read the name. He loved it. Houston, this will make you happy. I told him he could get anything he wanted when we went to Walmart once, and he found like a big booster pack of Pokemon, and it came with a huge Mewtwo card. And he's like, Mewtwo is awesome. So,
I'll adopt him.
so
I'll adopt him.
yeah, you would like him. I think Mewtwo is one of his favorites too. And
Mine too.
it was a huge Mewtwo card, and that's what he wanted. So I'm trying to get him started young.
I have quite a few Mewtwo cards. Quite a few.
Mhm.
I really like the plastic sleeves that I got. They're the kind that are like really Like, nothing can really get through them. It's
Mhm.
beautiful. Sorry. I just
So a final point here on this issue. I think the best thing we could do as fans, like if you really want to get the cards, like go around to different stores. I'm just saying you might get lucky and you might actually find something. Don't automatically assume that they don't have the cards because they, you could have that situation, right? I mean, there's certain places that sell cards, like for instance, Walgreens, right? Did you all know that they have a section of cards there? CVS, different, pharmacy stores that, you might get lucky in your area. There might still be one or two packs. So don't give up. Keep checking out your stores, and they are going to be ramping up production here in March, April, and May. So we are going to be seeing more packs and whatnot. And today, actually, we got a brand new set of cards that came out. So be on the lookout for that. I'm just saying, I think this might just be going on just for these first couple of months, and so we should have more cards here hopefully soon.
Yep, I hope so, because my son keeps wanting to go get them, and I'm like, sorry. So
Yeah.
I'll let you know if I see any Houston too, and we'll get some cards if I happen to come across any around here.
Luis hooked me up. I got my holographic Totodile from McDonald's that I wanted. He got it for me. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. So onto this quick little segment here that Houston is presenting. Our recent trading card game acquisitions. So Houston, I got a couple of things, but I'll let you go ahead and go first.
No. You go first. I'll go last.
All right, I'll go first. I got two things here. I was actually lucky that one store that I went to actually had quite a few of these. I was actually quite surprised, but not the cards, but still. It is the 25th anniversary giant card sleeve book. Interesting. It's called First Partner Collector's Binder. Holds 30 cards. On the back is a giant first generation Pikachu
I need
card.
it.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
you are
it's one of
singing
those.
Carly's song.
Where did you get it at?
Target has them. A couple other stores also have them, but Target had a bunch of them. If you can find it, let me know, and I'll surely get you one, and then we'll send it to you and whatnot. But it's really cool. Oh, okay, three Houston as well. Really cool. They actually, it was $10. Pretty good deal for collector's item, being that it is the 25th anniversary book. And also, for those of you who don't know, each month they're actually releasing a new pack of 3 giant cards based on the different starters, and they're starting from new to old. So I believe it's in October when we should expect the Kanto region starters, which I know all of us here would be excited to have. Giant, Charmander, Bulbasaur,
But
and yours.
will they have Mewtwo?
Well, see, in the trading card game world, he's not considered a starter. So that's not on me, though. That's on. You might want to contact the Pokemon company about that one. But yeah, it holds 30 cards for that same reason, so that you can actually collect all the starters. So yeah, go check it out. If
I'm gonna write my senator too. And my
also,
people.
Also got pretty lucky, and at Walmart came across this thing, mystery power cube. You guys could see it there on the screen. It comes with 60 common cards from like different generations, and also 3 foil cards. Not quite sure what to expect from it. I've seen some videos from other people opening their mystery power cubes, and I'm not as excited as I was, but
when did you get that?
We'll see.
I want like 5 of those.
It was the last one on the shelf. I got pretty lucky, and a friend actually hooked it up. So
is this going
shout
to be
out
an unboxing video? What's in the box?
We might have one in a future Poke Short dedicated just to that. Yeah, just to see what's inside. I'm not as stoked based on other YouTubers and what they opened, but I mean, they make it seem like something really interesting because they put the 3, of course, starters. And if I had a Charizard there, I don't know how this show would be like. I don't know. I might just go out and party.
Wait, but are they the new? But obviously the reprints from current. They're not from back then.
These actually would be from back then. So these are actually the company that manufactures these mystery power cubes. There's also the mystery power sleeves as well. The not sleeves, mystery power booster packs that come with like 4 different random booster packs from all throughout time, and a chance of getting an old school pack, which I believe I told you, Houston, there as well. And so they are repackaged, and so that they make it seem right. There's chance to get that, a chance to get a Dark Charizard, a Mew from the Island Collection that we were just talking about, Houston, Zapdos from
The
back
one
in
I
the
got.
day, different ones, a Shining Charizard, Birthday Pikachu, Shining Noctowl. So there's that chance, but
I may or may not have gotten that Mew.
yeah, we'll keep it at that.
And the Meryl.
All right, Houston. So what are the ones that you will be sharing?
I want to know more about that Pikachu, though, that Carly has first. Where'd you get that?
I got it at Build-A-Bear. I think it was actually part of their 20th anniversary collection for Build-A-Bear. So he is kind of old, but he is well loved.
My son has the Charmander and the Eevee. Eevee is his second favorite stuffed animal. His first is his Pooh Bear, but Eevee is his favorite Pokemon and his favorite stuffed animal. So I was like, "Oh, that's cute."
Yeah, I love Eevee.
So we want to talk about my recent acquisitions, do we?
Yeah. Ooh, what will it be? It's rated a 9.
So here's the deal. This is my first graded card I have ever received. Ever. But not only that. Well, I've got more coming. Thanks, Luis. So I am very excited about this card because I was able to score it I appreciate eBay. I'll just put it that way. And it is in fabulous, fabulous condition. What do you think it is?
I know what it is already, so I won't spoil it for everyone.
Ho-Oh.
Oh,
In all of his glory as a grade 9.
That is beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous? It's a beautiful card. Like, honestly, just beautiful.
It is so pretty. Can I ask a stupid question?
Mm.
What does it mean when a card is graded, and what is grade 9?
And that's actually a good question. If you're not like up in the grading, world, it's good to know. So grading means that it was professionally graded. It was sent to a company like PSA or CGC or Beckett that look at the card. They look at all the blemish, like if there's any blemishes, bends, tears, scrapes, anything. They look and they make sure that it's authentic. They have ways of checking to make sure it is. And you have a scale of like what, 0 to 10, right? I don't even know if 0 is a thing, but there are some cards that people try to grade that are like, do you think I could get a 1? I don't know. But a 10 is perfect. 9 is pretty dang near perfect. 8, and depending on the grade, the value, the grade, that's what drives the value. So this one is a 9 and it's considered mint. So they actually have, what's cool is a barcode on these, and they actually have an app so you can check to see like all the information. So for this, I actually downloaded the app and I did the thing, and it shows everything. Like all of it. So this is how it's verified. And since it's verified and they put it in this casing and it's protected in there, clearly you don't want to like bend it, right? But this is what it means to be graded.
Okay.
And I have all this to grade plus some more.
Wow.
And it's not cheap. Each card, not cheap. So, you know, it gets a little nuts. But I was going to show some of my other little recent acquisitions. Thanks, Luis.
You're welcome.
So remember when I was saying about how like I started getting cards but I wasn't just getting any cards, I was getting cards that meant something to me. I finally finished my legendary dogs. Suicune and my favorite, Raikou. And I mean, and you know, next to my shiny Gyarados, which is holographic, and some of these cards, like I said, this sheet alone, yikes! And I mean, we're talking great condition, right? Like I've taken very, very good care of my cards over the last couple of decades. But one other recent acquisition that I wanted to show was this one, which, right? The Mewtwo GX, it is gorgeous. I've never had a card like that before. And I was able to score it for a pretty good deal on eBay. But it's like in beautiful condition. And it's just super cool. Like, I never in a million years thought.
I love it.
Like, I've seen some cards like that, but I'm like, but gotta say, love it. Oh, and you like all my Lugias? I have another one too.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've taken, I like to think I've taken very, very good care of my cards for many, many years. This is a very well loved but well managed collection. And of course, I have to show this because, you know, I mentioned it already, and Luis was kind enough to be the one to get it for me. Hold on.
Oh, it made it into the sleeve.
It did.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's the McDonald's one?
Yeah.
It looks so good.
I love Totodile. So, yeah, actually, it's funny because Squirtle and Totodile are my starters for Kanto and Johto. But then it changes as time goes on. Like it's not just water based. I like many. Like in Alola, Litten.
Yes. Litten's mine.
So anyway, so those are some of my recent acquisitions. And at some point, I know we're going to be doing a much longer episode about cards. And, you know, it'll probably be broken up into many segments. But when we do, I'll walk everyone through my collection. So that way they can see what I see. But anyway, so those are some of my recent acquisitions with regards to cards. And, you know, like I said, it's not so much collecting for the sake of, you know, the dollar. It's collecting for me, which, you know, is rare to find these days, which is sad. But
yeah,
anyway,
that's
on a lighter note, at least you know, Pokemon's not going away at all in the near term or the long term. So.
Yeah, which, by the way, now that you mentioned your cards, we are going to be doing a future live show on our Facebook and YouTube channel. So if you all want to start subscribing to us on YouTube and also follow us on our Facebook page, please check that out, because we are going to have a live where Houston is just going to walk us through all of his cards. He has all the original base set. You guys definitely will want to check that out, because it's not always when you get to actually see someone who has every single card, and not just that, but in pristine condition, and most have actually been acquired solely by him. No one else has actually had those cards or has even hold those cards ever. So
98% of them. It's true.
And if you do want to follow us on Facebook, again, we're on Facebook and Twitter at this time at PokeTrainers Pod. Soon to be on Instagram as well, so be on the lookout for that link there as well. But please give us a follow there on both of those platforms so you can find out when we post new podcasts, new Poke Shorts as well. All that there, you'll find out once you give us a follow there. So please, thank you everyone who has followed us. We really appreciate it. Also, as a last reminder, if you want to listen to our podcast is a little bit more longer, little more structure on it, more segments, whatnot. Check it out. You can find us, PokeTrainers Podcast. Search for that on your favorite podcast platform, and you'll be able to find that podcast on there. And if you can't find it on your platform, please send us a message, and we'll be sure to include ourselves on your favorite platform too. So there is that.
Help me decide which cards to grade. That's going to be the moral of the story.
Yeah, when we do a
First,
live show, we'll
grade
throw the
first.
question out.
Yeah, per page. Which one should I grade first from this one?
Mhm.
What should I grade first from this one?
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to our very first Poke Shorts episode. We're glad you're able to find out a little bit more about our acquisitions, and also hopefully we inspired you to go out and not give up. Still be on the lookout for any pack or any box or any whatever that has cards. We hope you find it, and if you do find it, feel free to tag us and let us know where you found it to help other fellow trainers as they try to find any little Pokemon item that they can out there. So good luck everyone, and we'll see you next week here on the Poke Shorts.
Bye.
Bye.